Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. This channel offers elementary art lessons taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I look forward to virtually creating with you. There are new lessons posted weekly. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a single one. So go grab your art supplies and your thinking caps and let's begin. Hey fifth graders, I'm really excited for you to begin this next project. We're going to be studying a famous artist named J.J. Audubon. I've linked in the description below another video for you to go and watch. It's only a short video, but it tells you a lot of information about the artist J.J. Audubon. And one of the main things that I want you to focus on is his role in painting the birds of North America. So head on over there, watch that, and then come on back here and we'll begin. So there are several ways to get a picture of a bird in its natural habitat. One is to have something like I have here. This was actually an old calendar that I took the photographs of the birds, and I'm shuffling through looking for a bird in its natural habitat and where I can see the majority of the bird. Another way is to use Google. So I'm doing a Google search for natural bird photographs and I'm choosing images at the top there so that I just see the beautiful photography. Now, when I'm scrolling through, I want to focus on birds where I can see the majority of their body and that are in their natural habitats. If you happen to find one that has two birds, that's okay. However, try and focus on ones with just one bird so that can be the main subject of your piece of artwork. All right, once you find your selection, you're going to leave it right there in front of you or on your screen, and we're going to use it to draw from today. All right, so I've made my selection. I'm choosing this bird. Now I need to determine if my bird is taller than it is wide or wider than it is tall. It looks like my bird is taller than it is wide. So I'm going to place my drawing paper tall to match this shape of my bird. Now, I'm going to be drawing my bird as my main subject, so I need to remember to draw it large. I'm also going to be breaking the bird down into simple shapes to help me get the shape of the bird. So, I'm starting with an oval for the body. I bet your bird has an oval for the body as well. But look how large I drew this. It's not a small oval. It takes up a lot of space, and that's what I want. And then a circle for his head. I bet yours has a circle for his head as well. Now I'm noticing that his head isn't just floating on top here. The way his neck works here is that it sort of curves in, and then at the top it sort of just scoops over. So slightly different. So I had to look at my photograph to determine that. And then I erased the simple shapes that I had originally used. So now I'm getting a bit more of my bird's body shape a little more accurately. And I'm going to keep doing the same thing with all the different features. So next I'm going to work on the beak. I'm going to notice how the beak comes out of the head, and actually this head is a little more flat on the top, so I'm going to adjust that too. And then I can see how the head transitions into the beak, and then the beak will become the guiding point for where I put the eye, because the eye is often just back beyond the beak. And then once you finish up with the beak and the eye, then you can move on to whatever you choose next. I'm choosing to move on to the legs next. Now my legs are showing, but my feet are hiding behind some tall grass. So I actually don't have to draw the feet in my situation here. The bird that you're drawing, you may have to. So just look at the feet and try to draw them as best as you can. Compare them to each other. How far apart are they? Where do they bend? Do they bend close to the body? Are the knees a little bit further down? So you're looking at all the little differences and unique aspects of your bird as you're drawing him. And once I finish up with those legs, I'm going to move on to the wings. And again, all of the wings are going to be a little bit different, but I bet most of them are triangular in some sort of way. Now mine are actually flapping up, so I need to draw mine so that they are flapping up. Yours may not be. And I just made a little mistake. That back wing needs to have the body showing in front of it. There we go. Now I'm going to make some other small adjustments that I'm just looking at my photograph and noticing about my specific bird. I'm noticing that his back tail feathers sort of come to a point, but then there's also some tail feathers that are sticking up. So I need to make a small adjustment to the back of my body to, accommodate that and make sure that I'm drawing the bird that's on the paper in front of me. Now, this takes a whole lot longer than the length of this video. I probably spent maybe 20 or 30 minutes working on the bird, on the drawing. I go slow. I go constantly, my eyes are shifting back and forth between the photograph and my work of art, and I'm consistently and constantly making changes so that my final drawing represents the photograph that I'm looking at as close as I possibly can. So that's what I want you to spend your time on this first day of this project, on part 1 of the Audubon Bird project. I'd like for you to focus on making sure that the bird drawing that you're looking at matches the bird photograph that you're looking at. Okay, so take your time, go back and forth, shift your eyes back and forth between the photograph and the bird, but as long as you started with simple shapes and moved on from there, I am fairly confident that you're going to end up with a fantastic work of art in the end. Okay, so good luck, and I'll see you back here next week at the Heart of a Viking for part 2 of the Audubon Bird.